We're going to be starting now a gewaldige, very, very important Zemiros, which the emissaries we need a Hagdama just to understand the Zemiros before we even get to the words. But I'm going to give the item a little bit of a Hagdama because I think it is important. 2 Hagdamas and then we'll jump right into the words, okay? So we'll go like this. There's a Mordechai Peleyoitz. The Peleyoitz says, in fact, somebody this about 2 hours ago told me that he got a private jet to the Peleyoitz, and he sent me, if you need any names, whatever it is, please let me know. Okay, the Peleyoitz says that Rabbi Yisrael Najara, who of course was the author of this Gewaldige Zema, which we'll talk about in a moment, once sat at his Shabbos table, and he was singing Zemiros with a beautiful voice. And we've learned about this in the past, we've spoken about this in the past, and this is exactly what happened, was the Malachim came down to join him in this incredible song of praise that he was singing to the Ribon Shalom on Shabbos Kodesh. Now, the Malachim were there, joining him sing Zemiros. And it was a boiling hot day in Sfas, and he rolled up his sleeves. As soon as he rolled up his sleeves, all the Malachim, deeming it disrespectful for someone on that stature to be able to do that, they immediately left his home. That's what happened. So listen to this, Rabbi say. The Arizal, who was in Sfas at the time, the Arizal saw what happened. He was right by the house over there, and he saw like loads of Malachim leaving the rabbi's house. So what's going on over here? So he went to the home, and he told Rabbi Yisrael, listen, the Malachim left because you did something that, according to who you are and who you're meant to represent, that was a little bit disrespectful. So Rabbi Yisrael Najar quickly addressed himself again, and he resumed the singing, and all the Malachim came back. So I'm telling you this story just so you should understand who wrote this specific Zemiros that we're going to be discussing today. That's number 1. Number 2, before we even get to a little bit about him, and of course the words, we know a very, very famous idea about Ribon, and that is it has absolutely no shaykhs to Shabbos Kodesh, and you'll have a look at it as we'll go through the words. There's no even word Shabbos Kodesh, not even once. There's no reference to Shabbos Kodesh, absolutely nothing whatsoever, and the MS is a person should really be singing this every single day, because it's not connected to Shabbos. Many of the Zemiros, as we have learned and will learn, are about Shabbos Kodesh. This one, however, 0 shaykhs to Shabbos, and not only that it doesn't have no shaykhs to Shabbos, I mean, the emphasis we can connect it to Shabbos, but we're not going to at this moment of time. When I say no shaykhs to Shabbos, I don't mean Chas Hashem's got no shaykhs to Shabbos. What I mean is, there's no direct, explicit mention of Shabbos in the Zemiros that we understand why we're singing it on Shabbos. Of course, there's no connection to Shabbos Kodesh. But what is it all about? The Zemiros of Ribon really is the song of a life of a Yid. A life of a Yid that's connected. A life of a Yid that's someone that understands that the Ribon Shem created the world. And everything that happens in the world is b'hashgacha pratis. Literally, every single thing. We've said many times, the Heilige Baal Shem Tov HaKadosh was once teaching the Talmidim, and a leaf came down from the tree nearby and fell on down on the floor. And he picked up the leaf and he showed his Talmidim that there's a small worm over there. And the Heilige Baal Shem Tov said, listen, this leaf fell specifically there. Why? Because there was a worm that needed shade. And there was nowhere for it to go to get shade. So the leaf fell exactly where it needed to. Every single thing is b'hashgacha pratis. And everything was created in that way also. Right? There's many svarim that talk about these things. There's a Gemara also that says Chagiga that a person doesn't chip his finger, hurt his finger if it wasn't ordained from Shemaim. Everything is from the Ribon Shalom, and that's really what Ribon is telling us, to reveal this idea, this energy, this depth, that everything is from the Ribon Shalom and everything that happens is from Hashem. So I'll tell the Olim a Maisa. This Maisa is a Gewaldige Maisa. This Maisa was by the Rebbe Melech, Lezhensk, the Noimele Melech. It's an unbelievable Maisa. He was sitting with his Talmidim, and he was talking about Hashgacha Pratis. He was talking about everything in the world is Bashgacha, and everything happens for a reason, everything happens preordained, Hashem is running the world and pulling the strings, and amazing, a whole drasha. And he said, the Rebbe Melech said, that everything is so Bashgacha Pratis, even an animal that's walking in the street or in the field that needs the bathroom is going to go to the bathroom on exactly the right place that it needs to go to the bathroom in Hashemayim. So one of the Talmidim was sitting there and he's like, all right. Ad Kan. I get it. You want to say Hashgacha Pratis? I get it. You want to say everything's from Shema? I get it. but the animal's going to go to the bathroom in the place that it's meant to minish. Like, come on, seriously. So that's, I don't know if he said it to Ramayach, or he just thought it, and the Rebbe Ramayach obviously chapped it, whatever it was. The story goes like this. The story is that after a few days, this Talmud was in a horse and wagon, which is the mode of transportation in those days, and it was a very icy day. It was a freezing whole day. And it was in Europe. It was freezing. There was ice all over the place. And at one point, the horses lost control. They lost control of everything, and it started sliding. Now, when that happens, especially if you're going downhill, that can cause oy vavoy, terrible things, terrible results. This guy started getting really, really scared. And it started to go worse and worse. And all of a sudden, the horses stopped. And he's like, oh, wow, we made it. And he wondered, like, what happened over here? How did it stop? So he gets off the wagon, and he sees that the horse managed to chop something on the floor that was sticking out from the snow that he was able to hold on to. And when he looked at it closely, he saw that it was the excrement, it was the makings of an animal that had gone to the bathroom in that place and had managed to be in a place where it was on the route that he was going, and he was able to stop himself. Came back to Rebbe Ramayach and he said, Rebbe, I'm with you 100%. Everything is b'hashgacha pratis. Every small little thing, even when an animal goes to the bathroom, is b'hashgacha pratis. So that's what this Zemiros is all about. This Zemiros is pure hashgacha pratis. It's the most unbelievable Zemiros. It's a beautiful Zemiros. The Arizal, by the way, talks about this Zemiros, saying that in Shemayim, big things happen for this Zemiros. As I state in the Arizal, Rabbi say. So it's not stam. We know that. We know a few things. First of all, we know that the author of Ribon, Yisrael ben Moshe of Nejada, was a Talmud of the Arizal in Sfas during the 16th century. After that, he became the rabbi of Gaza. In fact, where we were with the boys not long ago down south, I'm not sure who, I think maybe it was possibly Rabbi Krauss, he actually pointed out that Rabbi Son Najara's house was very close to where we were. So his house was mamash over there because he was the Rav of Gaza over there. And they say he composed over 450 Zemiros. Most of them we don't have anymore, but this one we definitely have without a shaila. It has 5 stanzas, has 5 little paragraphs, you want to call them, which basically the beginning, is the name Yisrael, and that's pretty much what it is. So let's go now through some of the actual words, because now that we know who wrote it, and now that we know what it's talking about, let's try to understand it, Rabbi Say, and then maybe we'll sing a minute, so that once we understand the words, we can sing also. Let's go. Korban Olam, Olam v'Olmaya, right? So Korban Olam v'Olmaya means the Rabbeinu Shel Olam, the master of the world and all the worlds. Ant hu malka melech malchaya. You are the melech malchaya amlachim, the king of all kings. Oyvad gevurteich v'simhaya. The maisim of your strength and your wonders, shva kadomach la'achvaya, that are beautiful to say, are beautiful to tell everybody. Unlike the maisim of a king that's a human being, a boss of Adam, that often the people that praise a king of boss of Adam are not doing it because they really hold that he should be praised. They're just doing it to sort of find favor in his eyes. Whereas what we're saying is the shvach of the Ribon Shalom is so great that it's beautiful to say because it's emes and we feel it. So that's number 1. And then of course Ribon. We move on. Shvachin asadeh, that means the words of shvach v'hoidah are mamish in front of you. Tzafra v'ramsha, morning and evening. Meaning I want to say it every moment, during the morning, during the evening, the whole day. Which again, this is why we should be singing this every single day, because that's exactly what this Zemiros is telling us. Loch Eloha Kadisha, in front of you, the Rabbeinu Shalom who's holy, Divra Kol Nafsha, who created all the nefashos. Irin Kadishin, these malachim of high, right, that are called the Irin Kadishin. Uvnei Enosha, also human beings. Right, even the animals that are in the field, and even the birds that are all over the Shemayim are also all created by the Ribon Shalom. So that's what we're saying. We've said so far that all of the praises I want to sing all the time, they're in front of you, they're real, it's emistic, and the Ribon Shalom created everything. Rav Revin Ovdeich, right? That means your maisim are great. V'sakifin, and they're strong, they're chazak. Mochich Ramaya, you're able to take someone that's a balgaiva and push him down. V'zakiv kefifin, and you're able to take someone who's broken, who's going through a difficult time, who's challenged, and you're able to raise him up. Lo yichya gevar, even if a person lives, shenin alfin, thousands of years, la yeyal gevurtech b'chush benaya, he will not have the koyach to be able to comprehend any cheshbon of the Ribon Shalom, because it is just simply too great for us to understand. Elaha dilei yekar revusa, the Ribon Shalom that's tremendous, got so much covered in gadlus. Peroik yas onoch, right? Be poide klal Yisrael. From who? Mipum aryavosa, from the nations of the world. The nations of the world, the goyim. The apik yasameich. And you should be able to take to cheres, to freedom, your people. Migoy golusa, from the golus, from the eggs, from where we are, unfortunately, still in the golus. Amech divachart, your nation, Klal Yisrael, that you chose to be your amskulad, your nation, mikol umaya, from all of the 70 nations of the world. And then we move now to the final stanza, Lemikdoshei Tov Avada, unbelievable Rabbi Sa. Here we go, Lemikdoshei Tov. That means Ribon Shalom. And by the way, we've always said this. Zemiros are tefillahs. It's a tefillah. You have to think about it. That's why we always started this whole series, because just like we talk about davening and we had a series about the Siddur and the Shemana Esrei and everything else, let's have a series about this tefillah also. Lemikdoshei Tov Ribon Shalom. Could you please return to your Beis HaMikdash? Meaning, we want the Beis HaMikdash. We need a Beis HaMikdash. Please return to it. Or the Kodesh Kudshin, and bring the Shechina to the Kodesh HaKadosh once again. Asa, the place, Divei Yechton, which is happy to be Ruchin V'Nafshin, everyone, any Ruach V'Nefesh, every human being, every person. V'Zamru Loch, to be your covered, Shirim V'Rachashin, we will sing in your covered, in your honor, songs, Shivas V'Shmochos, B'Yerushalem Karda Shufraya, in Yerushalayim, which of course means it's the greatest of everything, which the Gemara tells us, by the way. I will end with this. Gemara in Kiddushin Samach Memtes. Asara Kavim Yofi Yodu La'olam. There are 10 portions of beauty that came down to the world. Tisha, not Yerushalayim. 9 were taken by Yerushalayim. Ve'echad, and one of them, Kol Ha'olam Kulai. The whole world got as a contribution. There's an obvious Reb Nosson, Perek Chav Ches. Reb Nosson Oime, Ein Lecha Ava Ka'ava Shel Torah. There's no Ava like the love of Torah. Ready for this part? Obvious to Reb Nosson. There's nothing as beautiful as Yerushalayim. So we're singing this Zemiros, and like I said, we sing it on Shabbos, of course, because Shabbos is the time that we put our emunah b'tochen in the Ribon Shalom, which is of course connected to Hashgacha Pratis, of the realization that everything that happens to us in our world, in our physical world, good ruchnis agashvus, comes from the Ribon Shalom. We want to sing the praises. We realize that everything comes from Hashem. Everything was created by the Ribon Shalom. Everything that we want is there in this Zemiros, and of course the climax is the end that we ask the Ribon Shalom to join us here. We're in Yerushalayim. We need the Shechina, we need the Kodesh HaKadosh, and of course we need the Beis HaMikdash as well. Awailam beyol maya, ayanti malgo, melech malcha, oivagem, vezimayot, vagadam aleh avaya.